This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 5 and verse 16. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So will I send upon you, verse 17, famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord Yahweh, have spoken it. Shalom, Kohaloyam, Wahawa, La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Arakakwadash. Double honors are definitely going out to the venerable apostles of the Great Millstone, along with the elders who rule and teach Yasharallah well. Salutations, peace and blessings be unto the Bayaftawadah, that is the house of David, the elect. I'm Shamar Ahmath, back with a quick video. Okay, going into the famine that's coming. Okay, what's it all about these days? The famine, the sword, pestilence. Okay, the famine, the sword, pestilence. That's what it's all about, man. Okay, that's what it's all about these days. All right, prophecy, prophecy, prophecy. And we're occupied, as the men of the Lord willing, we're those men, starting at the top with the elder apostles of Great Millstone, we're occupied in prophecies. Okay? The famine, sword, pestilence. Okay, but this particular article, I've seen in my news feed, is dealing with the famine. Okay? And the shortages that you're going to start seeing, which you're already seeing shortages, the shortages, started really with, in 2020 when the JOOISH international bankers, okay, the Amalekites, when they rolled out the scamdemic, okay, because what they're doing is, they're ultimately going to bring you sheeple to your knees, okay, and one of the ways they're going to get you to go along with their great reset is by starving you out, man. Okay? By starving you out. In particular, starving you Israelites out, man. All right, you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners. You're the Lord's chosen people, and you're their number one target, man. All right? They want to starve you out, okay, and get you to a point of weakness where you're willing to sell your very soul so you can eat. All right? And how they're going to do that? All right? By implanting you with that CHIP, that MOTB, okay, that charagma. All right? But make no mistake, this famine, has been really 2 years in the making, all right, for you Babylonians. And 2023, okay, is going to be a horrific year for y'all, man. And I'm saying for y'all because the Lord made a promise to his elect, and Lord willing, again, we're a part of that number. Every man doing his work sincerely and truthfully, preaching this gospel on the four corners of the earth and the chief place of concourse. He made a promise to his elect men, first and foremost, that they'd eat in the days to come, man. So that's why I say y'all, and that's why the brothers say y'all, because 2/3 of you Jakes, 2/3 of you Israelites, you're gonna feel this famine, man. Okay, and again, if the famine don't get you, the sword's gonna get you, and if the sword don't get you, okay, the pestilence is gonna get you. All right, let's get something real quick. Before I get into it. And I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on the article. It's a quick read, but let's get this in the book of Job, chapter 5. And starting in verse 20. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death. So see, when this famine really hits, because, again, you're seeing shortages, okay, but there's coming a day where you're going to go in a grocery store, all right, and there's not going to be anything to get. And what is available is going to be, unaffordable, okay? It says, in famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Okay, so the elect are going to be redeemed from the famine and from this war that's coming, man, from these race riots that are coming. All right, from this class warfare that's coming here in Babylon the Great, from World War III to Third Woe. Okay, it says, verse 21, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. So we're not going to be afraid when its destruction begins to come on the earth, man, because the Lord said that wisdom and knowledge, talking about this wisdom found in this book called the Holy Bible, is going to be the stability of our times, man. Okay? That's what's going to keep us stable, is having this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says, at destruction, verse 22, at famine, thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. And that's the other thing, going back to Ezekiel's 5th chapter, the beasts are going to get you too. So if the famine don't get you, the pestilence is going to get you. If the pestilence and the famine don't get you, the sword is going to get you. If the famine, pestilence, and the sword don't get you, the beasts are going to get you. All right? Judgment's coming to this place, man. We say it over and over and over again. Judgment. All right? Knock it off with this bullshit Christianity. All right? With this God loves everybody madness. All right? That's all about love, love, love. No, it's not, man. Because you can't have love without hate. And the Most High is thinking to put billions of people to death, man. Billions with a B are going to die, man. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua knows how many people are going to die from this famine. See, it's real funny. See, it's still amusing to you. You know why? Because you could still get in your car, go to the mall, go to the bar, go to the restaurant, go to the ball game, talk all your shit, scoff, mock, and there's no real judgment coming on you yet. But it's coming, man. It's coming. All right? 2/3 of you wicked Israelites, back when Noah was on the scene, didn't listen. All right? And look what happened. When that rain started coming down, what was y'all trying to do? Beat your way onto that ark. All right, let's get into this real quick. And now that the ark is spiritual, all right, you better come into the truth, man. Come to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. So you can be delivered out of the flood that's coming, man. All right, again, this is actually published on Best Life, but this is on yahoo.com. It says, all the food shortages coming to grocery stores soon, experts predict. All right. And again, it's a quick read. I'm not going to read all of it. Grab a couple more precepts. Yeah, man, the Lord is going to use famine to put a lot of you Jakes to death, man. All right. And a lot of Edomites are going to die. A lot of so-called white people are going to starve to death. All right. You heathen over here in Babylon the Great, you don't get out of here and go back to your own land, you're going to starve. The Lord is going to have mercy upon his elect, man, upon the house of David. Biafta would die. All right. From toilet paper to cleaning supplies, shoppers were rocked by major shortages in 2020 as a result of the scam-demic and everything that came with it. But even as the C-19 situation has improved, supply chain issues have continued, some with major consequences. Now, many experts are warning that we should prepare ourselves for several food shortages in the not-too-distant future. Read on to find out what you might not be able to find at your local grocery store. Well, the prophets are the ones warning you, man. All right? The men on their watchtower, spiritually speaking, all right, are warning you Israelites that this is coming. All right? And that the only refuge you're going to have in the day of trouble, in the time of trouble, during Jacob's trouble, all right, is in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, it says, violent weather events have wreaked havoc on the nation this past year, including major floods, hurricanes, extreme heat, drought, and unusually large bouts of rainfall, according to USA Today. Well, didn't the Lord say he was going to visit you with thunder and tempest. Yeah, man. He's going to flood you out. He's going to bring that hail. And again, all this is for vengeance, man. These things were created for vengeance. Hold on, let's get that, because I did have that to go into. In Ecclesiastes or Sirach, the 39th chapter, and get right to the point in verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. That's right, man. These things were created for vengeance. And that's what the Lord is bringing, man. His vengeance upon this place, man. Upon Esau, Edom's world, and upon 2/3 of his own people. All right? Yeah, man. So, and a lot of this, we know that HARP technology has been used. Okay, but nothing happens without Yahweh Bashem Yahushua ordaining it. Ultimately, this extreme heat and all this rain and these hurricanes and storms is coming from on high, man. From Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. It says the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reported that in 2022 alone, there have been 15 climate disaster events in the U.S. with losses exceeding $1 billion each. All right, so the Lord is tearing this place down, man. Okay, we're at the end. He's tearing this place down. All right, it says that extreme weather has hurt harvests and devastated certain crops. Well, let's see. Yeah, let's go to 2nd Esdras real quick. Second Esdras, the 15th chapter. All right, and get right to the point. In verse 12. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 12. Egypt shall mourn. All right, we're in spiritual Egypt right here. In Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High Yahweh shall bring upon it. So that's what's coming to this place, man. Punishments. All right, plagues. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, verse 13. For their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, verse 14. Right, man. Okay? So the Lord is bringing this, catastrophic weather, all these catastrophic, weather events, all right, to Babylon, all right, to destroy these crops, man. To make sure you don't eat. All right, so what's in trouble? It says rice, okay. I'm not going to read all of it. Certain types of fruits, okay. It goes into Florida's orange crop production. All right, that was hit hard this year. All right. And meats. Okay, so this article highlights, rice shortages, fruit shortages, and meat shortages. All right. That's what's coming to you Babylonians, man. Famine. Again, going back to Ezekiel's, the 5th chapter. He's going to send upon you the evil arrows of famine, man. And he's breaking your staff of bread. And he's doing it, right to your faces, man. And that's the funny thing, man. 2/3 of you, you know that the Lord don't want you to get it because it's right in your face. It's right in your face, man. But the Lord, he's blocking this wisdom, knowledge, understanding from 2/3 of you Israelites, man. You cannot see it. And when you do realize what's going on, it's going to be too late, man. You're going to be out here, first of all, when this word, is officially, outlawed, okay, and we're officially labeled as domestic terrorists, and you can't find the men of the Lord no more, you're going to be stressed the fuck out. All right? Pardon my French. And then when you realize what we were saying is true, you're really gonna go crazy, man. But at that point, it's gonna be too late. All right, going into Proverbs, the 1st chapter, the Lord said He's gonna laugh when your fear cometh. And it's gonna come. But He's gonna have mercy once again upon His elect. Okay, His elect are gonna eat in these times, beginning with His men. All right. Hey, so Lord willing, you was edified. If you're one of the Lord's people, again, if you're a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian, or you're one of the speckled birds, one of the Israelite foreigners, and you haven't done so already, you better repent, because the kingdom of heaven is nigh at hand. Shalom.